Dudes, it's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So I've got a quick one today for you. I've been getting a lot of questions about Infested Liches and what kind of Rivens to go for the new Infested Lich weapons. So I'll be basically going over how I feel about Rivens for new Infested Lich weapons, all the Infested Lich weapons we know about, and basically which ones I'm preparing for the update in December. So let's get right into it. But before we do, make sure you sub this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads, build videos, news videos, discussion videos, all that kind of stuff. You're the right place for Warframe content. Yeah, Zaku Prime next week, so I'll be covering that extensively on the channel as well. We'll have a hotfix as well, too. Alright, so Infested Lich weapons. These are coming out in the Warframe 1999 update, and they're technically called Infested Coda weapons. So I'm about to put the list of all the weapons we have right now on the screen. And we know about a decent amount of them, but there are also 3 more new weapons that will be non-existing. Like, they won't be like a variant, like won't be like a Infested Lich version of the Pox. All we know about one of them is going to be a pizza cutter themed weapon. So to me, I immediately think the ghoul saw when I hear that kind of terminology from DE. So expect the second assault saw weapon type ever as an Infested Lich weapon. So that's going to be really strong, hopefully. But what we have right here is the list of Infested Lich weapons. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now why I'm not rolling Rivens or even getting Rivens for a lot of these yet. So, you got the Hema, the Sporothrix, the Synapse, Cannibalist, Pox, Tysis, Cost Assist, Harudo, Meyer, and Pathocyst. And yet, a lot of those have the word assist in there. So when you're unveiling Riven, just be aware of what you're actually looking at. So, these weapons have existed in the game for a long time. But the reason I am not obtaining Rivens for most of them yet, not saying all of them, is because we don't have the full details on the Infested Lich stats. All we know is that there will be a rotating shop, like Ergo Gloss store. It will no longer be Requiem relics. It will no longer be, whatever random RNG Lich percentage you get is what you get. It will be a rotating store. So that is one of the reasons I am not rolling Rivens for these. I don't know how long it will take me to get the maximum stat, or for that matter, to get the stat and element I want. So let's say, for example, let's just talk about the Sporothrix. I like the Sporothrix a lot. When the Infested Lich Sporothrix comes out, how do I know if I'm ever going to get the element I want? Because the thing is, with that rotating store, everyone in the game should have the exact same Sporothrix, for example. On day 1 of the new update, everyone's going to have the, whatever Sporothrix they brought, like the Impact Sporothrix. So if I'm rolling a Riven for a specific element, I don't know how long it's going to take. It might take me weeks to get the element I want, and not to mention, there are all these weapons, so each element will be the same situation. So for me, to prevent massive headaches, I am not going for new Rivens on these weapons yet. I'm going to wait until the stats are already out, and we can actually see them in front of us, and then after that, once I get the element I want to keep, then I will maybe roll it. Keep in mind, too, these weapons will have 0.5 disposition Riven, so the lowest Riven stats possible, okay? So when you look at the weapons we have already, like the Sporothrix, for example, because I like the Sporothrix, I'm in the simulacrum right now, so look at my Sporothrix. Look at how high the stats are on this Riven. They're 4-dot dispo. So this Sporothrix Riven will have its stats cut, like, over in half. So expect, like, 60% multi-shot, if that. Maybe we'll, like, cut 2/3 down. So the Rivens will be massively nerfed. We don't know what element we're getting. We don't know what the base stats will be. For a weapon like this, for example, this thing has 1% base crit chance, okay? I don't think they're going to go through the Infested Coda and not buff this thing's crit chance, for example. So a lot of factors could be taken into account to make this, worse or better. So for me, I like how my Sporothrix works right now. I don't feel like I need to have a new Sporothrix Riven. But that being said, out of all these weapons, let's say you don't want to take my advice. You're like, you know what, Gaz, I'm bored. I want to get some new Rivens for these new weapons. What should I go for? I would say that the Sporothrix can be pretty fun, but keep in mind that you are going to need the Volatile Variant Augment mod that came from a previous Nightwave season. So, going over the list of all these Infested Lich weapons, which ones I recommend to you to get? Keep in mind, you cannot get this mod anymore. Well, if we look at the list that we had, there's actually quite a few good weapons on here. So, overall recommendations as far as what Rivens you could get if you don't want to listen to me and just get the Rivens right now, I'd say Hema, Sporothrix, Synapse, Cannibalist. I mean, honestly, all of them, to be honest, all of them. But as far as the most meta of the meta, Pathocyst probably, so Pathocyst is like Infested Glaive. It's got a forced viral proc. It creates some like maggots and stuff too. That's not as important. But the big thing is it's a glaive, so it's an AoE melee. So Pathocyst, get a Pathocyst Riven if you want. Best stats would be definitely minus impact. As far as the plus stats, again, it's going to depend on what kind of element we get. If it keeps the forced viral proc, I can see maybe like a fire roll or maybe a cold roll to get blast on there. And then you throw on a normal electric mod. If you watched my video from yesterday about the Siam and the video the other day about the Halakar Wraith, that electric weighting on your blast electric melee influence setup will be pretty important. If you get a forced viral proc, that's pretty decent too. But yeah, reminder, the Rivens will be sliced down. They will be sliced down massively, and you will not be getting the most bang for your buck out of those Rivens. So getting a Riven for some of these might not even be worth it. Because again, like for example, the Pox. Why would I be rolling a Pox Riven right now when the Pox in the base version of the Pox has 0% crit chance? When the Infested Lich Pox comes out, it might have, 20% crit chance. Who knows? We definitely don't. So that's why I'm being cautious with rolling these Rivens. But yeah, Pathocyst Riven would be great to get. I think that the Sporothrix will be really good. It's like an exploding sniper. You just saw it there in the sim right there. Really strong. It's more of a meme gun. It's really strong when you when you make a build around it. If you're just doing it like, oh yeah, just throw on the mods. Again, I just told you it has 1% crit chance. So you clearly don't put a crit chance mod on this thing. So on and so forth. So yeah, I think that DE should rethink their new Infested Lich system. The Ergo Gloss rotating store, ain't no one looking forward to that. I mean, maybe like one person out there that this is like, you know what, I hate the normal Lich system. I don't want to have to wait like weeks and weeks, or I don't want to like deal with the RNG. You're going to be sacrificing RNG for potentially waiting weeks and weeks to get the element you want. And it might not be a high percentage. So yeah, I think DE should rethink this stuff. But either way, guys, that's why I'm not rolling Rivens for the new Infested Lich weapons yet. Although I do think that they will be strong. Keep in mind that these weapons will not be tradable. Like the Liches will not be... Well, the Lich will be tradable, but the weapons will not be tradable. You have to wait for the rotating store for the new system to actually go over to the weapon that you want. And again, you have no control of the element, no control of the percentage. You're just dealing with what they have in the store. So a definitely, in my opinion, worse system. You can't work towards this stuff. You're just kind of like dealing with whatever the vendors bring. So we'll have another dev stream before the end of the month, but they already did have the Infested Lich dev stream, so I'm doubting they're going to be changing this anymore going forward. As far as a couple other ones I hear that are good, so again, too, I already have Rivens for some of these, so when I see things like the Cannibalist and like whatever else is on there, I already have the Cannibalist like good setup, and again, the Cannibalist was from a previous Nightwave season for another augment. But this could be a Riven that could be potentially good for you. So, like, right, this is pretty decent bang for your buck as far as even with the nerfed Riven stats we'll be probably getting. I can make this, so this thing has built-in, what does it have? It's got built-in corrosive. So, with a cold Riven, we can fit on viral corrosive heat relatively easily and also with the Nightwave augment from a couple seasons ago. So, something like this would be a good value Riven slot. Because even if they nerf this, it might technically still be usable. Not the best Riven in the world, but still usable. If we have a Riven like the Swarthrix, what I just showed you, if the stats of this got like chopped down 2/3, would you still use this? I probably wouldn't. So that's another thing too. So that's basically it for the video, guys. Just want to get my thoughts out there for you. We got the weekly reset tomorrow, and Zaku Prime coming up very soon. So keep an eye out for those videos on the channel, and I appreciate the support. Take it easy. Peace.